Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day to start things off. It says Bitcoin prices may be down for this year's peak, but institutional investment is showing no signs of slowing down. Futures contracts are naturally a little different to buying and holding Bitcoin, but Bakkt keeps breaking the records with their products. From a slow start momentum from Bakkt physically settled Bitcoin futures is growing steadily. New records for trading volume are being set. And the latest was yesterday with 4,443 contracts traded according to the company. They said 2 months after their debut, Bakkt Bitcoin futures reached a record high of 4,443 contracts traded today, up over 60% from our last record-setting day, end quote. Here's the actual tweet from them right here, which they said what I just said. The Intercontinental Exchange-owned firm added that it was bullish on momentum in the lead up to the launch of Bitcoin options contracts, which are going to start on the 9th of December. The difference with options is that the investor does not have to sell the asset when the contract expires. Futures are fixed, whereas options are more flexible. The latest Bakkt blog post a couple of hours ago indicated that today could see even bigger numbers. Oh, no, volume bot. Here's the actual thing right here. So I think per contract, I think it has to start at 1 Bitcoin as a contract, and therefore this is why it's significant, as they had 4,973 contracts, and I guess their current target is 5,467, $41 million worth of Bitcoin. A lot of people are seeing this as I want to say a bullish symbol of where things could go. I'm not sure if you noticed, a lot of people definitely did when Bitcoin was at 8,000 about a good week and some change ago, and then it dropped down to 6,500 after we had all that hubbub about Bitcoin had to fall down, Bitcoin was going to fall down, Bitcoin was going to so-and-so. And then about a good 8 hours later, Bitcoin had gone from 6,500 to around 7,500, where it currently is right now. I've seen a lot of talk as to what's causing it. I think in this video, I've pinpointed a number of things that seem to coincide with the timing of everything that we've just been getting. One of the things seems to be, and it's never just one thing in the cryptocurrency space. There's not just one country controlling the entire cryptocurrency market. Therefore, it's odd to assume that there's just one piece of news over the course of a week that may have influenced the price of Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency market. The number one thing, first off, seems to be that it could be that Bakkt is experiencing the momentum that we thought that Bakkt would get in the very beginning of when Bakkt launched. Millions of dollars are now being traded through the platform, and it seems that a lot of people, this is a good indication because people are looking to actually get into the cryptocurrency space in other ways as opposed to just buying and holding. They're also not interested in Bakkt's platform. What I've heard from other people, this is on CME Group, the other people who have the Bitcoin futures that are settled in cash, people were saying it's quite odd that we're seeing, if you look right here, it says contract month November, the product for the futures, and then the first trade is the 3rd of September, and the last trade is on the 29th of November. That is tomorrow. I believe that is the end of this Bitcoin futures contract, and typically what we've seen before is that at the end of a Bitcoin futures monthly, whatever, yada, 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 whenever the contract is done, Bitcoin's price tends to fall. Or people say that it tends to fill the gap between what the futures price said and what Bitcoin's price is actually showing. And therefore, this may be the first time in a while that we're seeing Bitcoin react positively to the end of a futures contract expiring, as opposed to dumping down and or filling the gap to what the Bitcoin futures actually has to say. So either way, it seems bullish, and I'm not going to even go into the whole bullish thing again. We know that the entire cryptocurrency fundamentals right now are relatively strong, but the market, I want to say that it's not even like slightly reflecting it. That $1,000 jump that we saw yesterday, I don't think that was organic at all. I think it was simply people being like, oh, the market's not going to fall any lower. We can't keep manipulating. Okay, push the price back up. Anyway, that's the Bakkt news for today, and we'll see by tomorrow if the expiration of the futures contract has any negative effect on the price of a Bitcoin. Next up, a Northern European digital assets exchange is going to delist Monero to align with the international anti-money laundering standards. Estonia-based BitBay announced on Monday that Monero will no longer be tradable starting on the 19th of February in 2020. However, the crypto exchange is to cease deposits of Monero this Friday, that is tomorrow, and will block withdrawals temporarily from Friday until the 5th of December, around the time of a planned Monero hard fork. So pretty much, if you use BitBay and you have Monero on there, you know what to do. All users must withdraw any remaining, I always want to say Monero because it's, Lumens because it's XLM, so I see the XML, and I think, anyway, must withdraw any remaining Monero by the 20th of May, 2020, according to the notice. Explaining the move, BitBay said Monero is being delisted due to its privacy features. The cryptocurrency uses tech called ring signatures that jumble up small groups of transactions to obfuscate individuals' identities. The decision was made to block the possibility of money laundering and inflow from external networks, the firm said, adding that the other crypto exchanges have dropped Monero over the same concern. As a licensed exchange, BitBay has to follow the market standards, compliance with market standards and regulations, yada, yada, yada. As mentioned, Monero's privacy protections have led other platforms halting its service in recent months. For example, OKEX Korea dropped Monero, as well as Horizon and Super Bitcoin, because we all love Super Bitcoin, in October. It said at the time it was reviewing a decision to delist Zcash and Dash as well. Unless you need these coins in your portfolio or they make you sleep well at night, there is a major crackdown that's happening. It is not going to end. This is not going to simply go away because you think it should be going away, or that at some point governments will be like, oh, we're fine, they can keep them. We are seeing the flourishing and rapid birth, that sounds weird, the rapid growth of regulations within the cryptocurrency space, and regulators do not like coins that have private transactions. So if you use them, make sure, one, that they're legal where you live. Two, if you feel like you need them, go for it, use them. However, if you're holding on to these coins because you are expecting a potential big rush up in price, the governments around the world have other news for you. I was listening to a podcast a couple of days ago, and these two guys were discussing it. They were like, I think it was Monero and maybe Zcash as well, that were like really falling down in price. They had fallen relatively far from where they had been at the end of 2017. And it's because they're being delisted everywhere. These coins will still continue to find a place to transact value in some sort of part of the internet. However, as this has really been a year of give us regulations, they've given us the regulations, and they don't like any coins that they can't trace, so keep that in mind. Here's the actual blog post, I don't know what to call it, from BitBay. It says, ending support for Monero on the 19th of February 2020. Yeah, it even says XMR here, not XM. It doesn't matter. It's Monero. Let's move on. Next up, public blockchain project Cardano just reached a major milestone and is progressing as planned, according to Charles Hoskinson. Hoskinson announced upcoming staking and the testnet release date via Twitter. He said, the tentative snapshot date will be tomorrow, November 29th. We will do an information dump. That sounds gross. We will do an information dump on the 5th of December for all the staking rewards information, including percentages, and the testnet will be released on the 9th of December. These dates are subject to development milestones. That's 2 days after the Ethereum thing. Hopefully. Cardano utilizes the cryptocurrency ADA to send and receive funds, promises yada yada so and so. On Wednesday, Hoskinson gave a shout out to the team of developers using the programming language Haskell to bring the project to fruition. His message draws attention to the project, the work, and so and so. The most important part of all of this is that they are doing what they said they were going to do. The timing is a bit off, and I'll see if they get it right, and please no hate messages in the comment section. I felt someone go and then like run to the keyboard. I pay attention to dates a lot, and they're off a little bit when it comes to this actually happening. So the point being, they're moving forward. Tomorrow is going to be the snapshot date, the 5th staking, and then the testnet will be released on the 9th. Let's see if they can kind of get all of that going. But it's nice to have news from cryptocurrency. First of all, it's nice to have news from any cryptocurrency project. A lot of them have been very hush-hush during the last couple of months. And also the part that we see these things actually moving forward. This is very important because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have also noticed many of the cryptocurrency projects have, they've not updated their Twitter, their Facebook. If they had an Instagram page, their Reddit is relatively quiet, and the team doesn't release any news at all. So good job on the Cardano team, and let's hope that they, and I mean this, I hope they get it right, because I think at this point, if something clunks or falls, same exact thing with Ethereum. If Ethereum doesn't work after everything is activated, ahoy hoy, let's move on. So here's where I think, tying in the first news about Bakkt and the futures contracts coming to an end or beginning or getting more volume, you know what I'm trying to say. A number of countries have come forward in the last about 18 hours and have said some stuff that makes me believe that whenever we've seen countries embrace things before, it typically has a positive effect on the prices of cryptocurrencies. It says the Indian government is preparing a national framework to support the wider development of blockchain use cases. Minister of State for Electronics and IT, Sanjay Dorta, said Wednesday that the government is drafting an approach paper on the national level blockchain framework, which discusses the potential for distributed ledger technology and the need for a shared infrastructure for different use cases. Dorta made the announcement in a letter addressing questions about blockchain from members of the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Indian Parliament. In particular, MP, a member of Parliament, Parvesh Sahib Singh Verma, long name, my goodness, asked whether the government had encouraged and conducted research into potential use cases for blockchain technologies, and if so, what the outcome of the research is or was. In response, he wrote, Medi has identified blockchain technology as one of the most important research areas having application potential in a different domains such as governance, banking, and finance, cybersecurity, and so on. According to the letter, the Indian government has already built the Distributed Center of Excellence, wow, in blockchain technology, a project that develops and conducts research on blockchain technologies and their use cases. What's interesting is, for those of you who didn't get it, India has a lot of people. I think India has over 1 billion people. India is expected to be a worldwide economic powerhouse within the next 10 to 15 years. It's believed it's going to be India and China that are going to pass by the current economic world powerhouse stronghold. And the idea has been since the end of 2017 that there was a potential for cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology to be banned within India. This scared a lot of people. This brought part of the prices down. India was one of the countries as well that came forward and said, we're going to ban it. We don't like it. We hate it. And this is why we've seen cryptocurrency exchanges within India have closed, gone away. People there have been very angry. So the idea or the news that members of parliament or that something could be passing through framework, something yada, 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 people are looking at it, where blockchain could be accepted, probably had a positive effect on the price of crypto. However, this is the hugest however ever. Yeah, that made sense. However, ever. Many countries, while they may be optimistic on blockchain, do not like cryptocurrencies. It's not even like they don't like Monero, Zcash, or Dash. They don't like any cryptocurrencies because they themselves did not create them. And they themselves cannot and do not control them. And therefore, they find this to be a problem because it's not theirs. You can give all the framework and regulations that you want, but people will still be able to do as they wish, the same exact way that the world works now. We have laws, we have rules, we have regulations, but people still work outside of it. And when you are no longer physical, there's no more cash going around and people can't hide the cash under their bed and everything is digital. Governments don't like that. So what I assume that we are seeing by this news is I assume there's a gentle correlation to what we've seen from China as far as accepting blockchain, but not so much cryptocurrencies. On that note, I think the market may have reacted positively to this news, but I have a very strong feeling. I was more optimistic in 2018, but as we move to 2020, I'm assuming we're either going to see one of two things. There's going to be a nationwide ban on crypto in India, which I think seems very plausible at this point, or we're going to see a situation like many other countries that we were talking about before, where they only allowed certain cryptocurrencies to be allowed within their country. What country was it? It wasn't Thailand. There was another country who I think had announced like only certain cryptocurrencies were allowed. I think it was Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ether. I think XRP might have been one of them, and there was a fifth coin, and that was like it. So we'll see. And even I don't foresee a future where India is going to be like, I love Bitcoin. Everyone should be using it. Because Bitcoin takes away power from governments. Governments like power, so when they don't have the power, they don't like the Bitcoin. So here's the actual PDF right here from the government of India about the questions and answers for crypto. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. And without further ado, let's move on. The second part of this, the Swiss federal government is passing to Parliament a revised plan aimed to remove legal hurdles still holding up innovation based on blockchain and DLT, or distributed ledger technology. At a meeting on the 27th of November, the Federal Council, the executive body that constitutes the federal government, adopted a proposal to improve the legislative framework for the nascent technology. According to a notice from Switzerland's Federal Finance Department, the move is aimed at increasing legal certainty, removing barriers for applications based on DLT, distributed ledger technology, and reducing the risk of abuse, end quote. The legislation, developed as a blanket framework, I liked it like a blanket move. That was really, what's wrong with me? Developed as a blanket framework, proposes amendments to 9 federal acts across civil and financial market law. According to the announcement, the nation is already known as one that is crypto and blockchain friendly. With its Zug region playing host to a large number of industry firms, Facebook also chose to incorporate the Libra Association in Switzerland. In 2018, the Federal Council issued a report saying it would regulate cryptocurrencies and blockchain under largely yada, yada, yada. Point being, they've announced that they're trying to do something to make it more attractive for people to start, pretty much, long story short, cryptocurrency and blockchain businesses within their country, and at the same exact time, removing legal barriers for the actual, not adoption of it, but like for people to have like a space to be able to do it. Because what we've remember I said this before. I was like, all the countries are going to realize very, very soon. A lot of the countries, and maybe not even just Switzerland, it's a huge basket of countries. They keep thinking that because they hold power, or they have a big name, or they so and so that everyone's going to be like, well, you know, they give slightly worse crypto regulation, but let's still go there because they have a big name. And it's like, that's not how the world works anymore. Everything is almost completely digital. So we've seen, remember the last couple of weeks, we've seen a couple of countries, states within the states, announcing, hey, we're going to be changing our laws. Everyone come over here and give us money. Hey, we have free taxes. Free? You like free? Come here. So it's becoming a very big thing. Let's see if they actually follow through with this. I think we're going to see a couple of gotcha moments where governments are like, oh no, you set up shop here. We're not going to give you anything really good. Sorry. And they're going to be really upset when people just pick up their laptops and walk away. The point being, Switzerland is fairly rich. Don't know if you've heard that. So the fact that we have a government in a situation where they're trying to allow for the development of blockchain, and I assume cryptocurrency projects, to flourish within their country, I think also the tax rate is, I've heard, lower than most other places. This is what I've been told. Anyway, here's the actual thing from the Federal Department of Finance. It says Federal Council wants to further improve framework conditions for DLT/blockchain. I think Switzerland was one of the first countries that actually gave us crypto laws. Now that they're trying to improve them, that shows that they know what's going on. This may not have had a tremendous effect on the price, but I think it's, in my opinion, fairly safe to assume that a little bit of movement was whenever you get countries saying yes to crypto or yes, come over here, it has some type of a positive effect on the price, especially one as big as Switzerland. Anyway, or rather, Switzerland's tiny, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. Let's move on. Next up, Ghana is joining the ranks of nations eyeing the launch of a central bank digital currency. The governor of the West African nation central bank, Ernest Addison, said on Tuesday that Ghana could issue a digital form of the nation's currency, the cedi, in the near future, and is in talks to develop a pilot project in a sandbox environment. Addison's remarks made at Ghana's annual banking conference were disclosed in a public transcript. The Bank of Ghana governor said Ghana is undergoing rapid digitization and has a burgeoning mobile market sector driven by mobile phones. Mobile money transfers increased by 70. Wow. Mobile money transfers increased by 70% from 2017 to 2018. He said that's a lot. And he moved to harness the sector. Addison said he had authorized the central bank to issue mobile money backed one-to-one by cedi and held in electronic wallets on Monday, a day before his digital currency announcement. However, he said the mobile money will be different from cryptocurrency, according to the Ghanaian news website My Joy Online. Point being, this is now the 10th, 11th, 12th country come forward and said that they plan on issuing their own digital currency. It's going to happen. It's not like they're mentioning this because they're like, yeah, let's see what happens to the news. They're probably all, and don't ever be distracted or fooled. Always keep this in mind. They're not doing it for our benefit, even though they might say, and some of the people in banks may say that they want to digitize money simply as a way to make it more convenient for us. This is all about control. It's about being able to figure out where money's going, how it's going, and to be able to click a button at any time you feel appropriate to stop payments should there be a financial crash, hack, whatever the actual word that you want to use. Is, I assume within 3 years, we're going to have at least 5 to 10 countries that have a digital currency in some form. It may not be completely widespread. You may not be using it, but there will definitely be some form of it. News like this we've seen before. While Ghana may not be the largest economic power in the entire world, it has an effect on people's minds the same exact way that we saw the other times, other countries who were like, yeah, we may also issue one, we may also issue one. Because in a digital world, it is believed that Bitcoin may flourish or continue to do well. We'll see. Point being, another country has announced, yeah, we're going to be doing this. I think this is the, here it is. The actual announcement from it from bog.gov.gh, 23rd Annual Banking Conference, Chartered Institute of Bankers, Ghana. And I'm not going to scroll through the entire thing, but here's the announcement. To finish things off, this is not paid advertising. However, I am an affiliate partner with the people from Ledger. They are having a Black Friday sale all of this week. It says from the 25th of November until the 2nd of December. That is 5 more days. Apparently, the entire site has 30% off from what it normally is. So if you've been looking to pick up a Ledger to secure your cryptocurrencies, so just have it in some sort of way. Maybe if you've been looking to pick up one and the prices that you saw before were like, ugh. But now you're like, that's a bit more attractive. Or if you planned on just getting yourself something nice for Thanksgiving, is that a thing that people do? Do people buy that? Yeah, they do. Yep. I remember my family buying themselves TVs for Thanksgiving. Doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not Christmas. But anyway, the point being, Ledger is having a 30% off sale. So once again, I am an affiliate, and I have a link in the description below. If you were looking to get a Ledger, this may now be your time. as always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohammed Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Woody and Daisy, Triple M and J, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bank Roll Network, Adobo, Miluizi, Mechanic, Strange Radio Central, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Cryptopolis, Nicholas Runner, One Piece One Love, Damien, Set Suna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich, The Third, Vlad the Impaler, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hits Chest Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Sam Buucha, Ting Tang, a Walla Walla Bing Bang, Anytime Fitness Monk's Corner Staff, and Shoop Shoop Diddy Wop Hummer Hummer Wang Dang. Thank you all very, very much for your support. At the moment, the market is green. I don't know how much longer it'll stay in green, but Bitcoin is currently at $7,463 US. It touched, I think, 7,500 last evening. The market jumped by Bitcoin jumped, by $1,000 in less than 24 hours after having fallen down. You may also notice there's a huge absence of those articles like Bitcoin's dying, Bitcoin's going away, because the moment Bitcoin goes back up, everyone's like, bullish, money, let's make the money. The market is in green, except for Tether, as one would assume. Ether is up by 5%. XRP is almost up by 5%. The market is doing fairly well. I would not, don't hold your breath, I would not be surprised if we have another drop down. Volatility, as they call it, has once again re-entered the market. Apparently, an article from last night said that we needed to close above 7,500 for Bitcoin to be out of bearish territory, which we did. It's only started going down. I mean, it's down $38.50 in the last maybe like hour or so. So we closed above the good level, if you will. Let's see exactly if we have a good weekend or a red weekend. See exactly how this ends up working out. No coin is, I mean, every coin seems to be doing fairly well. This has 400,000 trading volume, so you can, I want to say the ignore word, but everything seems to be doing pretty okay. Let's hope things continues into the weekend. For those of you that do celebrate it, depending on where you are, happy Thanksgiving. Don't overstuff yourself, but have fun eating. I don't know how to put that into a sentence. I know I most certainly will. Thank you all, every single one of you, once again, for watching and or listening. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See